get pulled tomorrow. Life.
Get some pliers and pull it out yourself and make a YouTube video.
Daniel, you don't know how tempted I have been. There's nothing worse than toothache pain. I've been juicing it with orgeon.
Welcome to Just Domestic. Good to see everybody starting to pop in out there. Already got some phenomenal people in the side chat. There is a Brandon Lesko. Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Already got some good people out there.
Let's go,
if I can take a hardcore fellow American, Mr. Mario Mosen, would you honor us with the pledge, please?
Oh, sure, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And since my Dodgers ain't going to the World Series, go Braves. Go Braves.
Y'all see Ohio State yesterday? I mean, it looked like they were playing a high school team, but wow.
Yeah, they're pretty scary. They're a pretty scary team.
I don't get into pro sports. I just watched the NASCAR race. Kyle Larson won again. Cool. One of my favorite drivers, him and his teammate, Chase Elliott. But yeah, I don't get into pro sports much. Pro football, don't care. I watch Ohio State football. I always have. And kind of sucks because all the colleges have went all liberal kind of thing. But it's what it is.
All of them have gone liberal, my friend.
Oh, by the way, I put out a video the other day saying I had some ammo score. They still had some of this. Selling a lot. Is it there? Oh, yeah. 7.62, 39, full metal jacket, 124 grain. It's $15 a box. They're selling Wolf, non-reloadable, for $2 cheaper. Me as a reloader, I went, well, I'll pay the $2 because this is good brass. So, and I reload for 7.62 by 39, but just another fine,
Fantastic. I mean, when I was buying factory loads,
oh, and by the way, Dan,
I never bought that much of their stuff when I was buying factory loads. I wouldn't even be really well versed on what their brass is like.
Cellar Balat's good brass. I'm pretty sure it's all like Turkish or Czech made, or I don't know. I got a lot of Cellar Balat, 10 millimeter, 7.62, some 223. It's always been good brass. So, by the way, Daniel, I got them at Finn in Milan. So,
from Milan.
Yep. I don't know how you guys are doing down there. It seems to be coming back a little bit here, but
yeah, the shipment gets in at the warehouse. They try to keep it even between the stores.
Right, disperse it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any primer? I mean, it's still pretty thin here. They're still there. They're still expensive, but anything happening down there? Primer? You been to the store lately?
I stopped in last week. The primer situation is still the same. You're limited to 100 primers. One little box per like one pistol, small caliber pistol, large pistol, like that.
Unless you're buying Magnum, you can get 5. Yeah, it's 4. You're only leaving with 400 unless you can get Magnum, and then it's 5. Yeah,
Well, I didn't see that sign when I was there, but I talked to the manager of the reloading department, and then in the next week or two, you're going to see a big influx of Alliant powder brands.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's what I've been waiting for and looking for. I've been able to actually pick up some primers as of late. A little tiny group called Ammo Mafia. It dropped a couple of links for me here and there, and so I've been able to pick up some primers. That's been good, and those are en route. I'll roll through the side chat real quick. We've got Thor's Axe out there, Chris 338. Good to see you, Red October. We got AR Gun 1776, Richard Marauder, the Gunpowder Beauty herself. Hey, might as well be good to see you. Yes, let's go, Brandon. Urban Axis here in the room. Yeah, most people don't understand when Just Domestic happens on my channel, and that's typically because the foreign portion of domestic is out doing their own thing. So why thank you, Fuzz Fork. I appreciate that. Howdy, Redbird. Yeah, we apparently the word is the Scotsman had to go defend the Northern Highlands and couldn't be here this evening. So, you know, it is what it is. The Northern Highlands needed defended. And so he strapped on the kilt and the bow and went to work. Yep. What you been up to this week, Daniel?
I was just going to ask, did he take his claymore with him? Scottish.
Oh,
claymore.
absolutely. Yeah, you don't even need to mention that. You know he did.
Yeah. It's on his back, right? Yeah.
Right.
Freedom.
Alrighty then. Well,
Daniel, I got a problem. I was just gonna say I got a problem. We live like 35 miles away. We've yet to get together and have some fun and shoot. We need to do this.
Well,
I think he thinks you're weird, bro. That's the reason why.
Yeah, maybe, but then again, he's friends with Scotsman, so you know. And then he's friends with you and Alan. Jamie's cool.
Bro,
Jamie's
if I lived in Ohio, we would hang out. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Alone with company out there. We have royalty in the side chat, folks. Alone with company. Yeah,
that fucking doofus ass is not royalty. How can you say that?
He did not take his ball and go home. He did pick up his claymore and went to go defend the Northern Highlands. So, yeah, that's where Scotsman is at this evening.
Okay. What I've been
He's
doing
our
this
brother
week,
in England.
I have been out bow hunting. Bambi's mommy must die. Bambi's grandfather must die. And I haven't seen No, I eat them. So far, I've only gone out once. I've seen 3 bucks the other day, and one of them had 3 main beans. But it was only a 2.5-year-old. Needs to grow up a little bit more. And no does have got in front of me yet, so I haven't knocked none of them down.
Wait, 3 main beans?
3 main beans.
That's odd. That would definitely fall into the non-typical. Interesting.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
a little crazy.
But as much time as you do take to look, have you seen Grandpa lately?
No, we had a problem with the poacher last year. That's why I didn't shoot any deer last year. I wasn't actually hunting deer. I was hunting for a poacher. And because I seen 0 shooter bucks. They all got shot off last year. And all of our turkeys got wiped out. So,
you know what aggravates me is too many people are trophy hunters. I mean, yeah, I've killed some big bucks, but I've killed some big. I go deer hunting. I'm looking at the biggest deer. I don't care if this one's got antlers or not. I want the biggest deer because I'm a meat hunter, and there ain't nothing like Northern Ohio freaking deer venison. So, yeah, they should have a poacher season, right?
Oh, there always is a poacher season.
Hey, if any of you guys make deer jerky, hook a brother up. I'm saying.
If I get one this year, I just might. I haven't done it in a while, but yeah. it's good.
And to quote a movie, and what's so stinking good about it?
Oh, happy Blue Target Day is what that is.
Come on, Mario. You got your United Nations ribbon medal. I know you do.
I'm not
I took.
claiming that shit.
Do you,
I'm
do
not
you
claiming
get a
that
medal
shit.
for just not shooting them
I
on
don't,
site?
I don't wear that shit on my uniform, man. Fuck the United
I
Nations.
cut mine off my ribbon rack and burn it on video. Jamie,
Yes.
what's with you?
Y'all talking about sports. Let me tell you. Our Braves beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. They're going to the World Series. Can you believe that? First time in over 20 years. Our Georgia Bulldogs are undefeated, ranked number 1 in the nation. Still got a lot of steps to go. And even the lowly Atlanta Falcons beat Miami and drew their record to 3-3, which is 500 football. I don't know. I don't. The worm will turn, and all things Georgia sports will return to what Georgia sports is known for, and that's collapsing. And yeah, we'll see.
I hope the Braves win the World Series just because they kept the name the Braves.
Well,
Come
I
on,
hope they
man.
do
You gotta have a
too.
little faith on the Braves.
And
Yeah.
I got faith in them.
Yeah,
You know-
sad the Indians are going to change their name here soon because that's not politically correct. I don't know what they're going to call themselves now. Jamie, the last time I remember, because I don't follow it, but it was like in the 90s. I think the Braves and the Indians went to the World Series. It's probably mid 90s.
if I'm not
So
mistaken, the only World Series that the Atlanta Braves won was in '95 against the Cleveland Indians. I would have to
that's,
look it up.
yep. Because I had a coworker that was all big Braves. He did the here. I gotta turn my camera on. He'd come into work and he'd do this, the Brave chop. Like whatever, dude. But yeah, that's
Yeah. Alone with Company mentions that Guardians, and that's what I heard.
yeah.
When they were speculating what they were going to change their name to.
Okay, first of all, where is that name really coming from when everything around Cleveland is known based on Native American stuff, like Cuyahoga and
Well,
everything that's around there.
Well, they're going
I
to
don't
change the name of the river. Lake Erie is now going to be called Lake Stinky Pot.
This is stupid, dude. It's dumb, man. My thing is, I mean, how many years were they called the Indians before they disbanded? They're like 1932 or something like that.
If I remember right, why they ended up being the Indians is because they actually had a Native American player on the team back in the day, like way back in the heyday of baseball when baseball wasn't political.
Yeah, probably Jim Thorpe, if y'all remember that name.
What, it wasn't
Jim
Yeah,
Thorpe.
that
That
looked
was
like my
that was
cousin,
what
man.
80s and 90s though, wasn't it?
No,
man, that
no.
was what, the teens and
Oh, I'm
20s?
thinking Tomei. I'm thinking Tomei. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. The teenage.
Jim
that-
Thorpe, he
sorry.
had he was a gold medal Olympian. He had everything taken away from him.
Let me answer Alone with Company's retarded ass fucking thing he just said. First of all, I don't look white, but I like white people. I don't know if that helps.
You just
Just
don't
saying.
like white people shooting brown targets.
That's right. See, that's where I draw the line. Yes, thank you, sir. Appreciate you doing
See, along
Yeah,
with company, it's not that Mario is white. He just chooses to identify as white.
that. I'm a brown neck. Okay, it's okay. It's all right.
I agree with Midas. I'm not really a ball fan, but what I can tell you is that our local high school is now completely undefeated. I don't even look at the college games. I mean, I pay attention to the high school level because they're out there just tearing it up too.
You know,
And there's no bullshit agenda crap behind it. They're out there to play the game.
let's look at that statement for a second. High school level sports is truly the last level of I'm doing it for the love of the sport. Because once you get into college, it's political. It's about trying to get to the pros. Once you get to the pros, it's all about money and fame and so much and so forth. But
It's about
trying to
You know, this fucking dude. Jeez, man. Fuck. Why'd you give him a link, man? Like, what the hell?
Ladies and gentlemen,
What the
I would like
fuck?
to welcome Alone with Company.
Often duplicated, never imitated.
What's up, brother? How's it going in Wisconsin?
Well, let's go, Brandon.
That's right. Let's go, Brandon.
Seems to be nationwide, so
Oh
yeah.
my God, yes. Let's go, Brandon. Yes, that is.
Yeah, you know,
I did have Brandon Lesko paged in our local Walmart the other day.
I seen videos of people going places and saying first name, let's go, and they'd say Brand, and they would page it like Walmart. And I'm like, you people really don't get this, and they, it's like going and calling and say this is Mr. Meoff, is my son Jack there, and having them page him. I mean, yeah, really, and these people didn't get it.
that's a compliment to the local school systems.
Hey, yes, exactly. I blame the education system for creating a bunch of dumbasses.
I'm just saying.
Oh man,
So damn true.
Jamie, I
Damn true.
want to get back what you were saying about high school. When it goes to college, it's not political. It's still about money. They're doing it. Yeah, they're doing it maybe to get. There's a lot of college football people that don't, or sports that don't go pro. They do it just to pay for school. So it's about money.
Yeah,
It is
but
about
you know
money.
what? High
It is
school.
and
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I was going to say it is now, but when I say that, it's not so much college sports. The level I'm talking about are the players that are not going to go to the pros. You know how let's say what's the word, liberally doctrinated our college students are in most schools, and that's what I was referring to. But Big Al hit it right on the nail. College players are now going to the college where they get the company sponsors because they can actually get paid for their likeness and so forth and so on. But good point, Double A. Good
Which
point.
that was just changed, wasn't it, in the past year or two?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but and see, there's another side of high school football that I think a lot of you guys don't know it. And there's three states that are notorious for violating every little law that you can think of. One is
California, New York.
Texas,
I was gonna say Texas.
Texas, and Florida. These are the three top states that produce the best high school football, bar none. I don't care what you want to say. I don't care what other state thinks they have good football players. Those three states produce the best football players in Division I football.
Well, they live and breathe it.
Now, will you shut up and let me speak? So we have certain high schools in California that are that are they just know how to draw ESPN and everything like that. You have Modern Day, you have what's that? MI, what the hell is it?
We don't know.
Well,
Just go on.
Yeah, there's just more than 5 or 6 of the really big high schools that are good at bringing, ESPN to the forefront, and they get all these, sponsorships and all this other crap. So, and I think it's really hard for many of the small little teams to want to compete with that. So
Rebuttal,
But-
along with company.
Oh, there's no rebuttal. The only thing I was saying is that, like Texas and some of the other states that he said, they especially Texas for sure. I mean, they live and breathe football, every father's, putting his kid in little league and all that kind of shit, and the kind of coaches that scream at their kids, all that kind of crap. Which just you get some of that up here in Wisconsin, sure, but I would say not nearly as much. Like you're probably considered a complete pussy if you're a guy in Texas and don't try out for the football team, whereas up here it's whatever. I mean, it's still a big thing up here, but
Rich is colorful.
it's just not as ingrained into the roots as like Texas and some of the other places.
I mean, when some high school districts spent over $1 million on a football stadium, on a high school football stadium,
$1 million seems
there's
low.
a problem.
That seems
Kinda low.
That's got to be way
Kinda
more
low.
than $1 million. I work construction every day. It's got to be way more than $1 million.
Yeah, I do
Well,
too.
I'm sure, yeah. But that's ridiculous, man, for a football stadium?
For high school.
For high school.
Right.
High school.
Man, there's football teams, high school football teams in Texas that would beat most of your, Class 2 division college football teams.
Yeah, probably.
But I think this is a gun type thing, and Miss Kitty's yelling gun.
Yeah, it's been brought around with Midas too, and I agree. So now being said, we don't normally see from you alone. Hey, how's the ammo sitch in your area?
Me personally, I don't typically buy a lot of local anymore because for years and years I could always buy, because I typically buy a case at a time unless it's some specialty weird shit. But I'll typically buy a case of 5.56, a case of 9mm, a case of 45. I have been buying shotgun shells locally because I can get a better price and not pay shipping because that hasn't gotten really crazy. But pretty much so far, except for some local deals that one of my friends has been telling me about, I've been able to find everything still cheaper and pay the tax. Well, there's tax anywhere, but pay the shipping and whatever from Palmetto State, SMKW, all the kind of different, there's a bunch of different websites. You just, follow their weekly email thing and you can kind of get a gauge for the prices. It still sucks. It's still horrible. It's still at minimum double, but the deals that you're finding right now is slightly less than double price. So like 9mm, back before all the bullshit, I wouldn't buy a case of 9mm unless I could get it for 18 cents a round. Maybe 20 if it was like some Cellier and Belliot, which I've shot thousands of that. That shit is awesome. Never had a single failure. So basically, if you can find ammo for slightly less than double the price of what it should have been, that's your good deal nowadays. So yeah, I guess that might change from state to state, but like I said, like 18 cents is what I used to pay for 9mm brass, not steel. But now everyone's buying a lot more steel. I just bought a case of 7.62x39 like a week before the resident in office announced his ban on Russian ammo, which, okay, that's great, but 1,000 rounds we all know isn't going to last that long. So, I mean, and that's up to, I think the cheapest I've seen AK right now is like 40 cents, and that's probably before shipping. So, you can find some local deals here and there, but again, I've always kind of bought quantity online because you can typically find it for cheaper than local, even with paying the shipping price. And I look at it as, well, I know I'm going to shoot it. I understand, like I used to, when I made less money, I used to, just every time I went to Walmart or something, I'd buy a box or two of ammo. I just do that once a week and you'd slowly build it up. Well, I make a little more money now, so I can afford to buy cases at a time. But I really started doing it because it was just cheaper in the long run. Like I know I'm going to go through all this ammo because at the time I was shooting a lot of IDPA and USPSA and NISA, all those competitions, 2-gun, 3-gun, all that shit. So I knew I was going to go through it. So why not buy it for 5, 6, 7 cents cheaper around versus, the once a week at Walmart kind of a thing. So, but obviously now all that's changed from everything that's happened. So, not sure if I really answered your question, but yeah.
No, that's excellent. I mean, a lot of people do it that way. They've been doing it that way since before all the bullshit, and had been buying strictly offline. Few and far between if they happen to find something decent that's local. Yeah, they'll pick that up too.
And I still do. Again, if my buddy just told me about one local that was better than anything I could find online. It was basically the same price online, just no shipping. So,
Are you a reloader or no?
I have a press and all that. I haven't reloaded in years.
But you have the means. You can.
Yes.
Okay. You save your brass.
Yeah, I got tons of fucking brass.
Yeah, so do I, and I reload a lot. I got a progressive press. I got to catch up.
I don't have a progressive. I'm still on a single stage Lee.
Well, I single stage on my rifle. So
Scotsman was supposed to sell me his progressive, but it hasn't happened yet.
No, I was going to say I showed that 7.62 earlier, 7.62 39. It was like $14.99 a box for brass case. It was like $12.99 a box for brass before all this crap happened. They're selling Wolf for $12.99. I'm like, $2 more. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I just one way to look at it. I mean,
I don't think I've ever shot a single round of brass cased 7.62 by 39. I don't honestly. If it did, funny. It was like a fluke one time when I was drunk. Like I think I've really ever shot a steel case, which obviously you can't reload, but with the prices now of steel because of the residents, decree that no more Russian ammo, which I've heard rumblings that Palmetto is buying and acquiring the manufacturing machines to make steel cased in the States, which if that's true, then fucking awesome. But it's still going to be shit. Let's admit it. It's going to be shit, boys, for a number of years. Okay, great. That's one factory in the U.S. that's going to produce it, while in Russia you got how many? Not even just in Russia. I mean, there's Czechoslovakia and Turkey, and God knows all the different places that make steel cased ammo. But yeah, it's a shitty situation we find ourselves in right now.
Right.
I'm standing in the store and I'm looking at boxes going, man, I am not gonna pay that. I am just not gonna pay that. And the guy next to me walks up, goes, "Oh, that's not a bad price." I'm like,
newbies.
When did you get into this, newbie?
Yeah. Well, and they're probably a new gun, which no disrespect to them. They're probably a new shooter, which, hey, welcome to the fold. We have membership pins. It's an awesome club. I'm glad you're a part of it.
Yeah, right.
But this is not how it should be.
Right.
This is bullshit. But, again, I think the last numbers I heard, which was over a year ago, that there were, at the time, 6 million new gun owners, like less than a year ago. 6 million. Now, if you do the math on this, 6 million new gun owners, if they only bought 2 boxes of ammo, do you know how many rounds that is? That new customers, if they bought a brand new gun and just bought 2 50-round boxes of 9mm, we'll keep it simple. That's 6 million times 50. I'm not gonna bust out a calculator, blah blah. But that's a big fucking number.
Do you really need a calculator?
6 million. Yeah, really. I was just gonna say it's.
Well, I'm just a lot of zeros, man.
50,
you feel free. All I'm saying is
increase. I mean, so the demand goes absolutely through the roof. But is it really the demand that caused things to be short?
No.
It
doesn't help.
Yeah. Midas and Thorzaks were having a conversation in the side chat, and has it possibly been influenced by the administration? Well, can't take the guns, let's take the ammo.
That's crazy talk, man. What are you, one of those conspiracy theorists? Hi,
Hey,
my name is Chris, so am I.
if you can prove it, it's not a conspiracy. It's treason.
There's a lot of treason going on.
Yep.
And something, Alex Jones has been right about a lot of stuff, whether you're a fan or not. I know he's a hothead, but a lot of the stuff he talked about, he was right.
Yep.
Are we awake yet, people?
A lot more are, but still got a long way to go.
You said 6 million.
Well, we might be able to look forward to a whole bunch of Chinese ammo, though.
No, we're not going to get that either, because they.
You missed the point. That's not what he was saying.
Yeah,
I know what he's saying.
He's got to get to the drone shipment before they do. That's all.
You said 6 million new gun owners. Okay, that means 6 million.
Like a year ago.
Okay, 6 million people that had never owned a gun before. How many people that had bought a gun before bought more guns?
Right.
Yeah, it's a heck of a lot more than 6 million.
I'm saying 6 million new, never previously purchased, but not 6 million new guns bought. 6 million new gun owners.
New gun owners. Yes.
Right. God, do we really need to be part of this?
Are you part of the problem, Mario?
He's always part of the problem.
Are you part of the solution? All right.
He's got his LA shirt on. That means he's part of the problem.
Hey, man, it's all good, baby. All good.
Is anybody looking at picking up a new firearm in the near future?
I just did.
Yeah, if you can find me a good deal on a 6-hour XL, 365 XL.
Yeah,
Metal's got a thing right now, basically $650 for 3 mags and a stupid holster.
Have you tried that CDN and whatever? What is?
No, I have no idea what that is.
I might win one of those 360. Yeah, I don't know. There's like a bunch of guns. It was $10, and there's like
XL, not the smaller 3.3 version.
Yeah, it's little.
Why would you want a little gun? It must be a really tall guy.
No.
I'm talking usually big tall guys. They buy these little itty bitty guns, and us short guys we buy guns.
That's a 12 plus 1. What do you want? I mean, okay, look, an XDS with a.
I don't see that. I don't see that.
Yeah, what the fuck is
I don't
that?
see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
No,
there's things. Oh.
Well,
that was an airsoft
red,
gun.
so.
Yeah.
That's my airsoft gun that I shoot the raccoons with, so they don't go in my trash.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you don't pull that till the end of the chat.
See, I'm not so hip in I should know.
Freaking rookies, man! I swear.
Yeah, the last time they got shut down on here, myself and Matt RTT, we pulled out our old Colts and was going, yeah.
Wow. my bad. If
showing off
antiques. Black, it's my fault.
It was literally showing off antiques, functional still, but antiques nevertheless.
Well, it's not a safe space anymore.
It's not, man. Not when they control everything, bro.
Yeah.
Too many firearms manufacturers putting everything on polymer guns. SIG used to make some cool all metal guns, and they've even taken a lot of their newest things and started putting them on metal frames because people want it. You want a lot of the lighter stuff for carry, but now they're starting to come out on the whole 365 line, the 320 line. There's a lot of different companies that are making lowers that are all aluminum, and they're not actually that much heavier than the polymers.
If you can find me an all metal 365 XL, I'll buy it. But I'm pretty sure they don't make that yet.
There is companies making the lowers, and
that's true. Well, especially with sticks,
they're not cheap. Yeah, these lowers aren't cheap, but they're real nice. I've been tempted to convert my 320 short long slide, that I converted a 320 compact into basically an M17. But also like to get like an aluminum frame on that thing.
Hey, Alan. So what you think of the TSO, man?
Well, if you didn't see any of the videos with me and Daniel's TSO, just imagine a high school kid
going out with a prom
strip
queen
show. It's like a high school kid watching a strip show.
Hey,
just lose it right then and there.
I like it a lot.
I absolutely fell in love with that pistol.
So let me ask you this: did you find the trigger a little light?
I found it exactly what it needed to be. It was light. It was light, but it wasn't so light that for me it would it would induce accidental double fires or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And RTD even said it's not quite as light when you're actually shooting it compared to if you dry fire it. When you're actually shooting it, it is so controllable. But yeah, it's light.
Yeah, it seemed to me like I saw your face like light up, man. I was like, what happened there?
Yeah, absolutely. That thing was a beauty to shoot. And I was just breaking in my my Shadow 2 right before I went out there. And it made me want to just go, oh, I got to take my Shadow 2 in and trade it in now.
I'm such a nice guy. Here he goes and gets a Shadow 2 all this time, saving up for it. Comes down to shoot, to play with the big dogs.
I would tell you not to do that. I mean, Shadow 2 it's a beautiful pistol.
Oh, it's gorgeous, and I wouldn't do that. I would more than likely sell armament and access on the street corner in order to make enough money to.
That's going to take you a while. I'm just saying,
like a nickel a pop.
Yeah, it's just only so much you're going to get. Just saying. But everything comes in due time, my friend. Everything comes in due time. But I'm kind of glad you got to experience that, because I must say, I'm a believer now.
It's such a phenomenal pistol.
You got to shoot a TSO, Mario?
No. I mean, I just shot both of my CZs. I was like,
You said you got a new gun, so what is it?
Yeah, the SPO1.
Okay, that's a good. That's a first CZ that I bought. The SPO1.
Yeah, no, it's. I was really happy with it, man. It just shoots so damn good.
Hey, I got an update. Matt says he found out what was wrong with his Glock. When it had 10 malfunctions under 4.5 minutes.
Oh, you talking about that Glock?
Yeah. She said the extractor was dirty.
Okay.
Oh,
wait a minute. I I think when it comes to Glocks, and this is maybe just the way I look at things, because I've shot Gen 5s and all that stuff, Gen 4s. They're all good guns, but I just think that they I don't know, they just don't shoot as good as a Gen 3, man. I swear to God, I don't know what it is about a Gen 3, but a Gen 3 is just solid. I don't know if it's just maybe because I even noticed that the Gen 3 has different springs
I just
than
know
the other.
one thing: no matter what gun you have, if you don't clean that gun, you're going to eventually end up with problems, and some
Yeah.
guns a lot faster than others.
And you know what happens if you are relying on that thing with your life? You know what I'm
That was
saying?
his carry gun.
That's his carry gun, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So, along with company, what's your favorite gun? COVID.
Yeah, sorry.
COVID.
COVID. It just swallowed my drink around.
Pub, get fool.
A
Oh,
fly.
man.
A fly. He was breathing, and a fly
Yeah,
went
yeah.
in there.
It was a damn fruit fly. What was the question? Favorite something?
What are you what's your gun? What do you like?
For carry? Or
Whatever. Okay,
oh,
carry. There's one. What's your favorite? What's your carry gun?
well, I flashed it. I flashed my pellet gun before.
Yeah.
That's okay. I have had my eye on the 365 XL for a long. Well, last time I was up at Eric's, we went to whatever gun range was up there, and the guy let me rent an XL for free. So I put like 150 rounds through it, and it wasn't like groundbreaking or anything, but I thought it was extremely comfortable and a decent shot and all that. Like my XDS, I mean that's good too. I got really not that many complaints about it. But I really do want to get a 365 XL because that one, I mean I need more time on it obviously, but that's kind of where I'm at right now for carry. But I mean honestly, anything's better than nothing. So I don't really care what I'm carrying because it's better than the knife in my pocket. As
You
far as
are you leaning more towards optic ready on that XL or?
yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons I want to get it is so that I can start playing around with the red dots because I don't have, basically I have zero experience with red dots on pistols. I have experience with red dots, obviously, but not on a pistol platform. Maybe I shot one once, but so I really want to start playing around with that. And you know, the XL comes with the optic ready cut on it, so that's one of the reasons I want to get that one as well. Other than I think it was a pretty sweet gun when I did shoot it, so that's why I want to get that. As far as other guns, I've really fallen in love with the 10.5 configuration of an AR pistol. I think for urban combat, that is just kind of the bee's knees, perfect little. I mean, you can go 11.5, maybe 12.5, whatever, but just that 10.5, 12.5 length for urban combat, which I'm in Milwaukee, in the suburbs of Milwaukee. So I think for that, you know, we're not really taking
That's cute.
3, 4, 600-yard shots with it or nothing. So
5.56 or 300 blackout.
no, 5.56. I have a 300 blackout that I'm actually converting right now. Just because you pay more than 308 to shoot a 300 blackout.
Yeah,
I can like I just bought some 308 and I think I got it for 60 cents a round, which was a deal right now. But you know, even before the pandemic prices, you know, 300 blackout, you were talking 70 cents a round. So it's basically as expensive or even slightly more expensive to shoot a 300 blackout than it is to shoot a 308. Which
yeah,
if
I've always reloaded my rifle ammo, so
yeah, just give me a fucking 308 then. You know, fuck it. What am I even dicking around with this, you know, 300 blackout for?
oh, you can take
Because
out. You
there's
can take. You can take out at 300 yards with the blackout.
300 blackout has a purpose where
Oh, yeah,
308
you throw a can
So-
on that thing, yeah, and you get some subsonic round. I'm not saying there's not a reason for it. I definitely get it. I don't have a can, and
I just got to find some reason to argue with you because one, you didn't say you're a Glock fanboy, so I had to find.
I'm not.
So I just had to find something to argue with you.
By the way, Daniel, do you want some of this 223 brass that's trimmed
No.
too short for your? You sure you got enough?
Oh yeah.
All right. Honestly, I've been looking at 300 blackout, but right now it's just taking up space, and I wouldn't mind getting a 300 blackout upper, and then I'll have plenty. But I just thinking of you, man. I know we
I appreciate
texted back
it.
and forth, but yep.
I've already got a few thousand blackout brass.
Only a few.
If anyone wants a barrel, I'll have I think it's a 10.5-inch for sale. Because I got I won the last Justin Fitch rifle, and that was a 300 blackout, which I'm converting it to a 5.56. So I've already got the new barrel and all that. So I'll have a 10.5-inch 300 blackout barrel with one of Huber's brakes on it as well, because it's 30 caliber brake.
I'm
going to swap that out on my JP, because it's the only 308 I have is my JP, and I'm not going to change the muzzle brake on that. So the barrel and a Huber brake for, I don't know, whatever. So somebody shoot me an offer. I just don't need it.
I haven't started pricing it yet, so I don't know.
Well, and I don't know what the barrel is. I'll have to take a look at it. It's whatever. I mean, if you look at Eric's old videos from the last Justin Fitch giveaway, whatever that is, that's what it is. Which I don't know what it is off the top of my head. So, but I can find out, obviously.
Jamie, favorite carry gun?
4-inch 686.
That's my 686.
Well, this is just a dick wagging competition now.
He can't. You can. That 686 at Jamie's, it only hits one spot on paper, and that's the X.
Even if you hand it to the Scotsman?
I can tell you, our store gun that we had at our gun store was a 686. The short, tack driving little short. Oh man, I love that pistol. That was in the drawer. That was the gun that if you didn't have one, there it was. So love that pistol.
It's a K-frame, and being a K-frame with full house 357 Magnum loads, it does have a little bit of recoil. That's the downside of the K-frame over the N-frame. N-frame being a bigger frame. Even full house 357 Magnum loads is pretty much no recoil.
Well, and what barrel length do you guys prefer? Because I see some snubbies and some.
Mine's a 4-inch. The one that I carry. Also, I carry for deep concealed carry. I carry a Smith & Wesson Shield in 40. But yeah, 6 rounds of full house 357 Magnum ought to at least get you back to your car.
Or to your secondary carry pistol, right? Whatever it may be. I'm just throwing it out there. I think that one we had at the store was like the 3A. I mean, it was a short barrel, but man, it was accurate. You're right. It was a handful, but full house 357.
Mario, what's your favorite carry gun?
Well, for the longest, I was carrying the Glock 26, and I really like that gun. But I ended up buying that C75 compact PCR, and I've been carrying that one for now. I really like that one. That one's really, really good, really accurate. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing. Just CC75 compact PCR.
Mario, another satisfied convert. Alan,
Well, I've got 3 in the rotisserie. With deep concealment, it's the Ruger LC9S Pro still. I've been carrying one of those things for years. Shot one out. I shoot it really well. Not the super most accurate thing, but if it blows up, it's not going to break my bank. Other than that, it's either the Rock Island 10 millimeter, and that's only when I'm open carrying. Beyond that is the PO7 Urban Gray CZ, and that's the regular carry.
so your main carry gun's the CZ.
My main carry is the CZ, the PO7 in the Urban Gray. That is my main.
And when he wants to flash his legs, he wears a kilt. He's got the 10 mil on his hip, and he goes into Perkins.
Tactical,
And nobody says anything to it.
tactical kills.
Hey, that fucker's scary looking. I wouldn't say anything to him either, man. Boy, like 6'4", looking all tall, looking all ZZ top-ish. I'm like, I'm good, dude.
He ain't 6'4". He's
Does
not.
Does anyone
Almost, but not quite 6'4". If I had a really tall hat, maybe. But I'm almost 6'4". But yeah, big, dad bod with the beard going and a kilt with a 10 millimeter on the hip. Most people don't associate with me.
No. I'd be like, I don't know. There must be a Scottish convention.
Hopefully he doesn't shoot brown targets.
Yes. No, stop shooting brown targets.
don't shoot Ron Jeremy?
I got a lot of brown targets because they're cardboard. What? Come on. No, wait.
Hey, man, I make you laugh. It's all good, baby.
Now if the screen goes black, it's not my fault anymore.
And you know what sucks is that all you guys that are going to go to a competition and you're going to look at a brown target. You're trying to focus, and all you can think about is me going like this.
Oh,
And except for me, I smile.
I'll still pull that trigger.
Okay, Armin Axis, what's your carry gun?
Now I'm still carrying. Shame me all you want. That's a PT 111 G2. Taurus, the thing hit. I made a video. We put it through 1,000 rounds. The thing's maybe hiccuped once.
Nice, bro. Yeah.
And it works. You know what I'm saying? I just shot it last weekend. Took it out. Just said, okay, out the carry ammo in the range ammo. Blam, blam, blam. No malfunctions. Put it back in the the other gun that I carried. And you can shame me for this one. Was a Smith & Wesson SV40. Well, it's a Sigma. But anyway, updated the trigger. It's better. I carried that for a while. What I'd really like to carry is my para-ordnance that I built in 45 ACP, but it's all steel and with 14 rounds of 230 grain. Don't fall in the water. You're going to sink. You're going to just list to the right and go straight down. It's heavy.
Well, my main point
Yeah,
of this here asking,
that's all you're going to see is bowls.
yeah, I'm just asking because you see, the variety. The whole thing is the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to carry, you must practice. If your practice starts out just poking holes in paper, do it. At least there you get familiar with your gun. Then we get to somebody else and start training in situations.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with you, sir.
To get to know your gun.
You know, that's what gets me, Daniel, is I don't know how many people I know that weren't really gun people and they got their concealed carry, which more power to you. And a lot of them don't practice. They just qualify and go, oh, yep, I got a gun. I'm good to go. No. You might want to practice, because when you got to make a shot that counts, you might hit somebody you don't want to hit. You think?
Oh,
I mean,
any more noise on any more noise on news on the Alec Baldwin situation? Anything come out?
No,
on
last I heard, they did discover that the pistol had been used at a range prior to this incident. So,
well, not only that, but
this is from what I've learned, I don't know yet. Is it actually Alec Baldwin's pistol?
No,
Because he's like one of the most anti-gunner motherfuckers on the planet.
No, those are all prop guns, or guns that are usually they're owned by the movie studios, or owned by somebody who is actually
Prop
like
company.
a contractor.
Yep.
Yeah, a prop person, and works for the movie company, and is there whenever they do their scenes. The biggest problem that I have with all this is that, one, there's reports that certain people walked off the set because they felt unsafe. That to me is a huge red flag.
Which happened hours before the shooting happened. But the one thing that needs to be clarified, I don't mean to cut you off, Mario, but it's extremely important, is that they keep calling it a prop gun. It's a prop gun misfire, blah, blah, blah. First of all, that's bullshit, because a movie prop gun, a real prop gun, at best will shoot blanks. It is modified in a way that the barrel in the chamber will not accept live ammunition. It will only accept blanks, which are a shorter cartridge, because it's just a crimped off, cartridge, blah, blah. A real Hollywood prop gun, I don't care if it's a 5.56, a 9mm, 45 revolver, it doesn't fucking matter. An actual prop, excuse me, I'm talking. Thank you.
That's bad when your dog tells you to shut up.
A real prop gun will never chamber, whether it's a revolver, semi-auto, it doesn't fucking matter. A prop gun will only load, at best, blank ammunition. This was a real firearm that was brought onto set that was loaded with live ammunition. This was not a Hollywood prop gun. And also, this is like the first, that chick, who 24-year-old blah, blah, who's supposedly the daughter of some prop master, blah, blah. She was a non-Hollywood union person, which how the hell did a non-union person get a job for this Hollywood movie? That's another separate question, because it's all about unions.
So she wasn't part of the 77 then?
No. And then the biggest kicker is that the woman that was killed, not the director was wounded, but I forget the woman that was shot and killed, and the bullet passed through her and then hit the director. She was married to a lawyer that is in that whole Sullivan case with the whole John Durham and blah blah blah, this and that. There's a whole nother story to this. This is looking more and more like it was actual premeditated murder kind of thing. Now, you're going to have to put on your tinfoil hat, but that's the truth of the matter. The woman that was shot, her husband is one of the lawyers in the Sussman case with all those indictments with John Durham that just came out, a few weeks ago, blah, blah. Is it a coincidence? Maybe. But, first of all, prop gun, that ain't no fucking prop gun. That was a real gun. Prop guns don't load live ammunition. So you take that knowledge and let it mull over, and you decide what you want with that.
Yeah, but
you've seen the Baldwins all packed up that day and moved out of their home.
But it just makes you wonder, like, what else is it that we don't know yet? Because there seems to be like there's a lot of gaps in the information. If this was some sort of, because usually they have like experts that are responsible for these guns, right? And where were they at? And who checked
Yeah,
the
there
weapon?
was no experts on staff. There were there wasn't a member of that union there. Um, there wasn't the prop master. I don't know what they were doing with a prop master on set, but they didn't have a firearms expert at all. So
Yeah, and supposedly she said she
But
was
see,
underqualified and didn't feel. Well, again, this is all.
and why have her there? That doesn't make any damn sense, especially when you're handling weapons, whether they're blanks or not. You know, you just
Good
don't
question.
take that chance. And I think the other aspect of it is that, if I recall, every actor before they are using a weapon in any movie set has to have some sort of refresher course, some sort of training that's need to be done. Why do you think Tehran Tactical is so freaking big? Because that's all he does. He trains Hollywood people to be really good at shooting a gun, or shooting a pistol, or whatever the case may be.
yeah,
Um,
I
so
wish they'd stop being hypocritical too. You know, if you were anti-gun, then stop taking fucking money to hold a gun in a movie
mhm,
because you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Thank you. Stop making millions of dollars off of guns in your movies if you're so anti-gun.
mhm.
You fucking hypocrite.
And shoot
Yeah.
the
I was just,
lawyer's wife while you're making the movie with someone who's responsible for the gun. And that person actually says they don't feel qualified to hold that position.
Yep.
And people leave the set hours before the shooting. And
Yep.
wasn't it said that on this chat here that they took that gun out to the range to do some live firing with it?
Yeah, there was actually live fire
That
done
ain't
to
a
it.
prop gun. That is not a prop gun.
That's
That is
not a prop
real
gun.
gun.
yep.
Yeah. Did I say prop gun?
Hey,
Well,
hey,
no,
so
but that's what they
technically,
say.
That's what
the
they
way
said.
this is looking is that, I can just see Alec Baldwin going on because I see criminal charges on him. There's just no, I don't care a
Well,
damn what they
the
say.
person that was in charge of the weapons, who actually before said they didn't feel
Right, Ghost.
qualified, it looks like maybe that's a ready-made fall guy to
Yeah.
take the whole thing.
Mhm.
100%. That's what it looks
So,
like.
so I guess the thing they're gonna look at, one, did Alec Baldwin really have any kind of training prior to going into this movie? Two, did he even check the gun prior to using it?
Well, obviously not.
Well,
Well,
no, I'm
maybe he
saying,
did.
but
Who was
well, okay,
who took it to the gun range to shoot it?
That
but that's
chick,
what I'm saying.
that 24-year-old.
That
Because
Yeah,
24-year-old.
but
Who
if he
did they
knew
take?
anything, if he knew anything at all about guns, he'd know to check it himself.
Yeah, because
You
technically,
know, I
regardless of
don't.
whether somebody else checks it or not, once it's in your hands, it's your responsibility. And whatever comes out of that trigger, out of that barrel of that trigger, once you gauge that
You
trigger,
can
it's on
tell
you.
a gun person at a gun store because the person selling the
You don't
firearm
say clip.
will clear it and then they'll hand it to you,
Mm-hmm.
Clear it again.
and then that person clears it again. If you're not a gun person, you'll see people all the time that just grab it from them and start
Oh, I've
manhandling it,
seen
and
that so
it's
many
like,
times. I've
I'm
seen that
like,
so many
no,
times.
no,
People
no, no.
flagging me. I remember I went
Even though
off
I
on this.
just saw it cleared, I'm gonna clear it again
Yep,
because now it's my responsibility.
exactly. And in reality, he can't get out of this. He can't. I don't give a shit what he says. He's liable. He's the one
He'll
that
still
pulled the
get out of
trigger.
it, though. He won't be charged.
Yeah, I was gonna agree. Did any of you guys see Guns and or what's his name? Jarrett. Guns and Gadgets. He did an update, I don't know, 3-4 hours ago. New evidence coming out, and yeah, a lot of this, the prop master wasn't there, and blah blah. Oh, and they used the gun on the range early, and what?
But see, here's one aspect that we're looking at this. This incident happened in New Mexico. New Mexico is not California, and I
Right.
really don't think they give a shit whether he's a celebrity or not.
I thought
Yeah,
that
I hope
happened
not.
in New Mexico. not in Mexico. It was New Mexico.
New Mexico's where it happened. That's what he said.
Yeah, it's happening in
Oh.
Mexico.
Yeah, you
Your
got to
ass
watch
dead.
Mario's
Hey man,
accent.
clear your freaking ears, bro. Just saying, you know, all that wax buildup.
Hey, be nice to the white guy. Okay?
Check your white privilege, Mario, at the door.
Oh my god, like totally. I am like totally here.
Check your slightly tan privilege at the door.
Yeah, my son is asking me. My son is asking me some tough questions. He's 35, 36 years old. He's asking me if I go out and get drunk and drive my car and have a wreck and kill somebody, I get arrested for vehicular homicide. Why is Alec Baldwin still walking around breathing air? Free air.
Because of the checks and balances that are before him, because of the union, because there's the prop weapons master, then there's that other something director. So there's technically people that are responsible before Alec Baldwin. That's why.
Right.
So,
You know what you just really said to me? Because he's a Hollywood elitist and he's insulated from his own actions.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
I mean, everyone has the right to go out there and buy a firearm. Me personally, I believe it's my responsibility to take a safety course. Okay? Now, if it's part of your job to handle a firearm at your job, I think the company would
Bingo.
require people to do a safety course, and the first thing they teach you is don't point that gun at anything unless you mean to destroy or kill it.
Well, see, think about it. What's that movie that Mark Wahlberg did about that Navy SEAL guy? Forgot the.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know
Shooter.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That not Shooter, the other one, the one
With the
that
four guys.
Oh,
Survivor.
yeah, that
Lone
was
Survivor.
Marcus Luttrell. Yeah,
If you look at that and they talk about how they did that movie, he had I think he had over a week where he spent with Navy SEALs and military folks, and he learned the craft as best as he could, you know, and try to portray it as best he could on camera. But the first thing they taught him was all about firearm safety, and that was the making sure you're not flagging somebody, making sure you're you're pointing before I mean all the basic stuff that we're learning in the military. He had to learn it, so you mean to tell me if Mark Wahlberg would have killed somebody in that set, you're going to tell me he was not going to be held accountable for it? Come on, man.
Yep.
you guys brought this up earlier. You said what we all learn is the safety, and if we have a negligent discharge or we accidentally do what he did, we're behind bars. I mean, I hope you got concealed carry, whatever, because if that was us and that happened, we'd be behind bars. That's as simple as it is.
Hey,
Now, if it's one of us, there's no crying about it, and we get to go home and get our crap in order for a week or two, and then we may face charges, we may not, depending on what a district of attorneys want to decide. No, man, the side chat's got it right. He's got millions. He's not only is he a Hollywood elitist, he's a liberal Hollywood elitist who's in cahoots with all of the. He helped get our resident elected as
But you did the film set in a predominantly, conservative state. It doesn't work that way. They don't really care in New
well,
Mexico.
I mean, they're okay. The New Mexico police are going to do an investigation, and that's the prosecutor out there is going to come up with the charges. Now, about a month and a half ago, Firearms 101 was here, Scotsman was here, and we're back there shooting. We've been shooting about 3.5 hours, and I start getting sore and can't stand, and I start getting groggy. I pulled my gun out of my holster, and there's no magazine in it. And I usually, when I go ahead and do that, I clear it. Well, I wanted to make sure it was clear. They're behind me. I point over in a safe direction, And instead of just racking the slide to see if it is empty, I pulled the trigger. I had it pointed down on the ground. I call that a negligent discharge, even though I'm pointed away from them and everything. I didn't mean for that. I didn't want that gun to go off.
Well, then that's
You
what
just
you
wanted
did.
to drop
but
the hammer. Yeah. Mhm.
I just wanted you to go through and just make sure, boom, it was empty. And no, it wasn't.
That's an ND.
That was a negligent discharge, and I felt this. Not even. I felt this tall.
Yep.
Negative.
I've had them too, but
Yeah.
I've always done what you did. Safe direction. You know, you think, oh, it's clear, and oh shit, it's not.
It took me 16 years to finally relate to that. But again, like you're saying, it was still in a safe direction. Luckily.
And when it does happen, you feel exactly like Daniel said. You
And
feel,
I felt this fucking big. I felt that
Yep.
fucking big. And that's, you know, that's
See,
it's all
that's
just
the
admitting, hey,
difference.
we're all extremely well versed in our hobby, and we're safety. But and it took me 16 years. I don't know how long it took you guys, but it took that long for me to finally have a fucking whoopsie. And then, like you say, you feel this fucking big because you get reality comes straight back down to you, and you realize, you know, we're all human.
I want to throw this little tidbit at you. My brother bought a PSA lower, PSA upper. I can't remember. I think it's a 6.5. He just put the two together. It was PSA complete lower. The thing decided to kind of go
Grenade?
full auto, not full auto, but okay. It happened at the range. Okay. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure out what's going wrong. I racked it back. I grabbed the handle, pulled it back. Guns pointed downrange. I dropped the bolt carrier. Fingers off the trigger. The gun's on safe. Dropped it. It went off 2 times.
Phew.
Thank God for muzzle discipline. Yeah, and he's since changed the trigger. I told him get a hold of PSA. I don't know what the hell is going on with that.
Definitely.
It went off 2 times. Thank God for muzzle discipline. Always keep it pointed, safe direction. No matter.
And you said your finger was off the trigger. It was.
Oh
it
yeah,
wasn't
my finger.
slapping the trigger, nothing like that. It was just a
Nope.
internal
It was on safe.
malfunction. Yeah. Yeah.
It slam fired somehow. I don't know. But it went bam, bam, and I was like, okay. And that's when we went, we're done working on it. We just totally emptied it.
How'd it go?
We actually pulled the 2 pins and went, you're in pieces. Because no.
How'd it go?
A complete upper and a complete lower. You just slapped together, or did you build it?
PSA. No, he bought a PSA lower and then bought the PSA upper in 6.5 Creed, and he just put them together, married them together. It was running great, and then that happened, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm going over in my head the mechanics and how engineering. It's like, hell, I don't know. And I'm thinking, but when it was on safe, my finger's not on the trigger. Wouldn't mattered if it was on safe. I pull it back, and
Big Al has the comment of the night.
Absolutely.
that's funny.
Yeah. Why don't you tell her that, and you let us know how that works out for you?
Jamie, you look like you had a something.
I wanted to say a couple of things here. I think what A&A was talking about right there is the definition of a accidental discharge, a gun malfunction. Yet and still, with his training, his muzzle control, keeping the gun pointed downrange, he was able to avoid any very serious situations.
Mhm.
The point is, we are all responsible for every round that leaves our firearms. Period. Point blank. Once that hammer hits that primer, there's no getting that projectile back. And yeah, you got to live with that the rest of your life. And
Good or bad?
it's a grave responsibility, guys. So if you're going to be out here shooting, at least do your due diligence in gun safety. Now back to the point at hand. Am I mad at Alec Baldwin? I don't know. I don't know what the. do I want him prosecuted because he did something bad wrong?
We don't know what happened.
To shut his mouth and not be so anti-gun anymore, because he's learned. Hopefully, he's learned a lesson about the seriousness of us as the gun community take with our firearms and how we take care of ourselves and others when we're practicing our hobby.
Honestly,
Well
Jamie,
said, sir. I like it.
I was just going to say, honestly,
Go Braves.
I don't know what's going to come of this. Is he guilty? Is it his fault? Whose fault is it? But I still think he'll play at anti-gun in the end. Will he be charged? I don't know. Who will it go to? He'll still play at anti-gun.
If anything,
just-
he'll probably be more
Here's my thing. I can just see the NRA trying to lobby this thing like crazy, man. They're gonna be like, oh, so now you're in trouble, huh? I can see the NRA doing
I
something.
can see Alec Baldwin suing the gun industry because they made the gun that he
Yep.
killed somebody with.
I could see that more
Nobody
than
told,
anything
yeah,
else.
nobody told you
Bingo.
to pull the trigger. Nobody told you to pull the trigger. Case dismissed.
Nobody told you to get behind that wheel drunk or sober, or nobody told you to ride this or operate that if you didn't know how.
Let's be honest. It's Ford's fault. Okay, it's Chevy's fault.
Is it Caterpillar's?
Hey, leave Chevy out of this.
Is it Caterpillar's fault that I jump on an excavator, even though I do know how to run one? I'll probably be pretty slow because I ain't done it. But I just jump on an excavator and go, yeah, I can do this, and I whack somebody and kill them. Is that Caterpillar's fault? No, it's my fault.
You don't have a lot of PlayStation experience though, so
It's just like me when I shot that cow and
Yeah, I
Hood,
don't PlayStation.
with
So
the M1 tank. I mean, like, it was all me. It was all me.
Yeah.
Just me.
Yeah.
The only people that should be prosecuted are the ones that drive a blue Prius.
Oh,
Who's
not me.
that? Is that you, Alan?
Strictly for driving a blue Prius.
Is
Yep.
that you, Alan? You got a blue Prius? I
No,
feel like
but
that
they're
was
in the
personally
chat room.
directed.
They're in the
Somebody.
chat room. He knows it's a tactical blue Prius.
Uh-oh.
I know who
I've heard of it.
Dude,
No, I
you
forget
have
who that
a,
was. I remember
dude,
that.
you lost all your manhood already, man. Just give it away. Just
Ooh, it's not
Right.
me.
it's done.
I drive a Chevy.
A
You drive
Chevy.
a Chevy?
Chevy.
A Chevy.
Okay.
Chevy.
Both my cars are
Chevy?
Chevys.
Hey,
Okay.
Bald, if you want to come on, just say so, and I'll bow out, buddy. I want to say one more thing too. I think when the investigation is done, I think what we're going to find out is Mr. Baldwin was I don't know, some kind of horseplay or some kind of. In my mind, I just see somebody saying something to him that he didn't like, and he just picked up what he thought was a prop gun as a.
No, didn't you hear what supposedly happened? Is that they asked him to do another take, And
I
then
was going to
he
get to
said-
that. Yes.
and then he said something to the effect of, what did he say? Double A.
I'll shoot you both or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something like, "Oh, you want another chick? I would shoot you both, and that'll be the end of it," or something. And he supposedly, this is what I've heard on multiple different articles and this and that. They mentioned this, that he like jokingly picked it up after they said that and shot the gun,
So technically,
the prop gun,
it-
you know, that shoots live ammunition for some reason.
I'm just wondering,
If it
was the
shoots
camera
live
rolling?
ammo, it's not a prop gun.
I don't know if
What-
If it
was
shoots
rolling
live
or
ammo,
not.
no.
From what
Was
it
the
sounded
camera-
like, it wasn't, but it might have been. I don't fucking know.
I'm just wondering if the camera was rolling prior to that scene being taking place.
Oh, you're talking
Because
about
that
his
was-
anger issues?
Well, whatever. Because I mean, I know for a fact, because I have a lot of friends that work in the film industry. I know for a fact that there's always one camera that's always rolling, no matter what.
You're
And then
talking
the
about
other one is the actual film camera.
Eric's porn industry? Is that where your experience comes from?
No, I live in California. I know many people.
There's
that
a lot of porn produced in California. You're telling me Ebomi doesn't have a...
Here's my thing. Just
I
because
thought you were the
are
lighting guy.
street-minded
That you pulled
like
focus
Eric
on the
are,
camera. What was
does
it?
not mean
You weren't the mop
does
bucket
not
guy.
mean no. See, first of all,
Oh, you were cutting the lawn out front. Make sure that thing was.
Mario don't cut
Hey,
grass. He pays people
Why
to
is
cut
it?
grass.
Why is it that dog not barking behind you? Dog, bark.
He only barks
Tell
when he
your-
cusses.
Yeah, see, tell him to shut the hell up.
Oh, there you go.
I'll be a little ankle biter. Get the dog barking.
Hey, to
No,
that
but
one
it's like
guy
Curly.
out there,
I know.
to that one guy out there in the chat room that has that Prius, I'm sorry, I'm just picking on you.
There is somebody who has a blue Prius. Oh man.
He's
No, but I know.
he's admitted it. If
Well,
you
that's where
watch
the
his
brand came
channel,
from.
yeah, if you watch his channel, you'd know. It's the tactical
Oh.
Prius. If you're man enough to drive a powder blue tactical Prius, I wouldn't mess with him.
Well, Jeff Dunham had a bit about that. He had that exact same thing. You're telling me Jeff Dunham is in the chat room right now? Shut up. That would be awesome.
Walter Davis, if I had to guess, it was a 45 Colt.
It was a revolver. I don't know what style.
Yeah, it's
You know, it was
probably
a single action army if it was a cowboy movie.
That's what I heard too. It was probably single action army or single action of some kind. It's a period movie.
Did you
Late
guys hear about
1800s,
the symbolism of the fact that it was something that Alec Baldwin, he was in Red October, right? And fighting commies in the submarines or blah blah blah. There was a post on it on Telegram. A couple people shared it that was way more. I'll try to find it, but it's going to take a while. But it was basically that Alec Baldwin, because you know how the left or we'll just say the deep state loves symbolism and all that. That Alec Baldwin played in Red October, who was fighting the Soviet Union, blah blah, nuclear torpedoes, all this kind of crap. And then the woman that was shot and killed lived in Russia on a Soviet submarine base as a child growing up or whatever. And there was a little more to it than that, but like the gist of it was like, oh, dude, that's fucking insane.
Oh yeah, that woman.
I have
That
no
grew up
idea.
on a Soviet submarine base.
That's with the Sussman indictments at the law firm with the Hillary Clintons and the dude.
And the plot begins.
First of all, if you're gonna tell a story, at least throw the punchline in there, bro. I don't know what the hell you were saying. Those were 25 seconds of my life I'll never get back. Thank
Mario,
you.
that's because you don't pay attention.
Yeah.
The woman that got killed was the mirror image of a movie that was put out a long time ago that Baldwin was in.
Okay,
was
how
it
is a woman a
planned?
mirror image of a movie?
Yeah.
A woman was a mirror image of a movie? Wait, what?
Yeah. See, man,
Okay.
see.
All right, Alone with Company gets it. Alan, do you get it?
Oh, yeah.
Jamie, do you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so you guys that don't get it, don't feel bad. We're not going to explain it no more. We'll move on.
Okay. I do know that in
You're
Red
all full of
October
shit.
when
Just want you to know that.
I'll find it for
Red
you.
October.
I'll find it where it says it much more eloquently. I just got to go through some stuff, but I'll find it. No, I'll send it to you.
You're not allowed
Thank
to
you.
use those $5 words here. Like
Yes, man. Don't
eloquently.
use those $5 words. Seriously, dude. That's like you trying to make.
Well, you heard the dollar store now. The dollar store is now going to have new sections that's like 5 and up because of inflation and all that. Yeah, the dollar store is not going to be the dollar store no more. It's going to be, they have those like
It'll be the $5 store.
5 and up stores.
I was going to say the $5 store,
like
right?
Dollar General is like $1 to $5. Well, no, not even the dollar store where everything's $1 is now going to turn into a maybe $1 to $10, $15 store.
I've only got one thing to say about that. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon!
We can do it.
Hey,
we can do it, Brandon.
Brandon's got 110 ships out there, just docked outside of the Long Beach airport, just trying to get in. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I know he can do it.
Magazines I hear being loaded. I hear I heard something being loaded there.
And I tell you what, trying to buy ocean containers to be used as storage right now, even just beat up old ocean containers, those things have skyrocketed because the people that provide them have absolutely no idea if they're going to be able to buy more.
I heard they're dumping them on the side of the road because they have nowhere to store them. So they're literally throwing them in the fucking. I'm not. Yeah, again, you know.
No, those are always in demand, man. Always in demand, and they were in demand I think the height of the container issue was when Obama was in office and everybody was prepping like crazy. That's when their numbers really skyrocketed.
You know, people
just
bought
just
those
over
containers
just
and built
over
houses
the
out of them. So
just over the past 2 years, they have more than doubled.
So is everything else.
Yeah.
Since January, prices almost doubled. Gas has almost doubled in price.
And serving sizes at food at the store is getting smaller.
All right, I found it for you, Mario. Alec Baldwin shot a woman who grew up in Murmansk on a Soviet base in the Arctic Circle surrounded by nuclear submarines. Meanwhile, Alec Baldwin starred in the film The Hunt for Red October, wherein he helps hunt down a Russian nuclear submarine that was originally docked in Murmansk, the same place, on a Soviet base in the Arctic Circle.
it's pronounced Murmansk.
That.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You can only say it properly if you have
crazy
enough vodka.
coincidence. It's pretty fucked up. Let's admit. And you know how they love their symbolism as well. So yeah,
It was
take
the
it for
sacrifice.
take it for what you will. It's just messed up either way. It's a horrible set of circumstance.
Yeah,
Well, folks,
it
we're
is.
going to run this for just about an hour today. We've gone an hour and a half at this point. Gonna go through the room here. Daniel, what you got coming up?
Nothing. I'm just deer hunting at every opportunity. If I get some video, I got some video of 3 bucks the other day. One of them had 3 main beams, but it's just bad lighting. You could just tell that it's like a 2.5-year-old buck. You couldn't see the third main beam coming out. But if I get some good close-up stuff and something interesting happens, I'll go ahead and
It's too
post
bad
it.
to hear that deer out your way have mean gangrene. JH586. What you got coming up, sir?
I got a video ready to be released of our visit to North Carolina to meet Mike Hester, Thoughts of an Old Soldier, and Tread, if y'all are familiar with those guys from the reloading side of things. So I'm probably going to go in here and release this in a little while. Got another one coming up on a shotgun. I've got a old double barrel shotgun I got apart. All this stuff has got to come apart and be cleaned because it's rusty up inside there. But we might do a video about that. Probably not. But anyway, thanks for having me. Y'all check us out Friday nights at 8 o'clock on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel.
All right. Armament Nexus. You got anything coming up this next week?
I don't know. Man, stuff been happening in life and with my brother, and we haven't been able to get together and make any videos. I did just because I figured I'd put something out. I put out short video. One was 10 millimeter, best millimeter. I loaded 100 on my press. The thing got over 1,000 views in like 3 days. I'm like, okay. We did hit 900 subs. Cool. But no, just we'll do what we can. I mean, sketchy at this point, but you know, since we haven't went out and produced any decent content, I tend to put out just little shorts or whatever, just to keep people updated and on my reloading fiasco and all that's going on. And winter's coming. Might be getting into my bullet casting season here real soon, and got to get with my buddies here in Scotsman about powder coating because I've never done it. So, other than that, peace to all. Stay 2A strong. Thanks for having me. Love you all, you guys, man. We're all bros.
Excellent.
Even though we
Excellent.
make fun of each other.
Keep the faith.
One man that I'm super glad joined us, the basement buddy himself, alone with company.
Well, technically, I'm not your basement buddy. You can't claim that title.
Not yet.
He's my. Don't fucking threaten me with a good time. Dude, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just here. You know, you'll get your 1, 2 if you're lucky YouTube videos a year. I try to make them as entertaining as possible. Just too much life, you know, to focus too much on.
Yep. Well, it was
I have been thinking though.
pleasure having your royal ass in the chat.
Yeah. Well, I'm officially now the only original gangster in the Ebomi world because Travis lost his OG status because he didn't make it a couple of years ago, and then the last person was me and Ben, and he didn't come on the last one, so now he lost his OG status, so now I'm the only OG there. So that's the only reason I'd be YouTube royalty, because I'm the only still original OG in that crew, but otherwise I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm just living, pop in here, pop in there. You know, I do post a lot of, as Facebook would say, disinformation on Facebook. Now I have 2 channels because, you know, I keep getting fucking banned for joking with my friends.
I couldn't imagine why you would get banned. Also, the sexiest man on YouTube, Mario Mosin the Battle Bean.
I don't know about that, but thank you, sir. I appreciate that. First of all, thanks, panel. Love you guys. No homo. Side chat, love you. No homo. You guys are all great. Hit 2,500 subscribers. I don't know how the hell I did that. I hardly ever make videos now, and I hardly ever promote my channel, but thank you. Appreciate that very much. Right now, I'm actually going through my reloading season because it's cold and my garage is cold, so I can reload now. Because usually it's like the devil's asshole in there because it's so hot. Because it's like 300 days out of the year and it's sunny where I live, so I'm enjoying it now. So other than that, it's been great. Enjoying civilian life. Always shaking my head because civilians, I swear they complain about stupid shit, but it's like, whatever. Anyway, that's all I got. Much love and respect for all you guys.
All right. This week I'm going to be putting out a video that's not really firearms related. It does have to do with the toxicity levels of the African tree bullfrog. So don't look forward to that because that won't be releasing at any point. With that said, though, I just always got to remind you to keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!
Now's the time. Okay. Yeah, well.